All this is update number 5 for a Fleischmann turntable install, and as you can see there's no bridge on the turntable because I've took it out and doing a modification to it to enable a light. What I want is a LED light fitting inside the bridge hut which turns on and off via a function decoder, so I'm going to try and have a go at doing that, which is going to be a bit of a nightmare I imagine, but I'm going to have a look. I'm also going to add another 9 exits to the turntable. I'm going to add probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably another one round here, 9, smaller one. I'm leaving these areas with the blanking plates in and not putting exits on them, here and here, to enable easy access to for the removal of the turntable bridge for maintenance, etc. So other than that, it's going to have about 20 odd exits in total. Yeah, I'm going to probably have diesel refueling around this area and a coal refueling, and that's it for now. I just thought I'd show this track as well. I've shown it in the past. It's Fleischmann. I mean, I use flexi track all the time, I've got loads of it, but these are good for minor adjustments. If you're in a bit of a tight position and can't use flexi track or it's a bit too short, you can add one of these specially designed 2 sleeper section pieces of track. Absolute godsend, beautiful. I mean, it's just get you out of so many awkward situations if you're doing complicated track geometry and with lots larger junctions, etc. And another one is a flexible piece of track that's disguised with a ramp, and basically these just move in and out, as you can see. Absolutely amazing. That's just another great item from Fleischmann, and that's 6110. Expensive piece of track. I got these pretty cheap actually. Brand new. So yeah, and that's just one example. I mean, there's one of these here, and you can barely tell unless I zoom right in. You can see it. And that enables that point to join up with many other points. When you just haven't got a certain piece of track, these come in very handy to extend this particular section here to join the next point on the geometry setup. As this, like I say, is quite a big junction area. Just doing a modification to the Fleischmann turntable bridge, which I've shown how to remove in my service video for the Fleischmann turntable. So I got it out, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to fit a cool white LED in the bridge cabin and a resistor, so to drop down the power to that LED, and possibly either hardwire it in from the negative and positive terminals here and bring 2 wires up into the cab. You just got to push back the lugs on the underside to get the cab off the hut, and then you can put some figures in as well if you want. Or I might put a lock, what would I call this, a function decoder from ESU, chop off the ends and just put it in so I can switch the light on and off in the hut. Yeah, so you just carefully pop off the lugs underneath, and it's ABS plastic, so it's not going to break. It's very flexible, and then you can just pull off the cab. You can put a light in there, and basically you'd have to drill a hole in the ground, in the floor of the cabin, and bring some nice fine wires through somehow, not sure exactly that, and basically it's just joining it into those two, connecting them onto the negative and positive of the bridge wires. That's it really, pretty straightforward. Yeah, so negative and positive wires coming out from the bridge power feed into some heat shrink. I'm going to drill a hole in the side here, around here, and bring out the cables and neatly bring them along. Put a decoder here, bring the wires up for the light through the cab to the roof, and program it to whatever number, the chip, and put the bridge back on the turntable just to get through the ABS plastic around about there. Start off at a slow speed. There we go, straight through, no problem. Now I have a perfect hole to bring the wires through. So you just bring the power feed for the decoder through from the bridge through that hole. Bring it carefully through. So I've got way too much cable here. But, there we go. Just cover it through. Yeah, just adding little bits of heat shrink along to where I want it to go. Keeps the cables nice and tidy. So I'm just using the soldering iron just to heat shrink it in position, just heat it up. And that heats it and that shrinks it up nicely. Just move it along like that and it shrinks the heat shrink tubing nicely. So now I've got the cable roughly where I want it to go, behind that wheel. About there. So decoder is going to go about here, and lock pilot function decoder. This doesn't work a motor, it's just purely for functions. I'll cut the end off, which this was an 8-pin. An 8-pin decoder interface on the end, so I'll just cut that off. I'm going to trim that, mount the decoder about there, and bring the bulb LED up through, and then just program it hopefully. Yeah, just using some of the, as I've shown in the past, bathroom tape. Heat resistant bathroom tape, it's like sticky, you can mould it, so you can fix the wires in position in various places, and when the bridge is on you won't see it. It'll be hidden underneath, so should be fine. Next stage is to cut these wires, join them to the chip. Yeah, so you can pull the glass out of the bridge hut, install the LED, 2 wires through, and it's just a case of drilling a hole. I've now positioned a decoder. I'm going to drill a hole somewhere in the base for the wires to come through, and I'm going to put the resistor on the underside of the bridge as well, just to hide it all. Yeah, so there we go. That's ready to go onto the bridge now. Everything's been drilled. Sorry, stuck in place with a tacky sealant strip cut up into small sections. Just wire it up, wire a resistor, wire it to the chip because the chip's now wired in. Yeah, so rather than drill an actual new hole, I'm just going to go through one of the corners of the lugs, so slightly drilled out, slightly bigger, to bring the wires through one of the lugs, like that on the corner. So that's the plan. Yeah, so the bridge foot is all wired up and ready to go in. Before I do that, I'm going to stick one of these. Sugar, I've got to be so careful not to damage this. Just knocked it slightly. Just going to put one of these guys in from Knock. Figures for locomotives 15281. Well, I'm going to get one of these guys and shove him something like that. That should be alright. Try that. I can't find my copy decks for sticking figures in, so I'm going to use Pritt PVA craft glue. I'm going to try this. I've never used it before, so I'm going to try it. I've actually stole it off my two girls. They use it for crafts. I thought, oh, I've not seen that before, I'll try it. Yeah, so it's a bit thicker, the glue, this glue, than the copy decks. It's a bit more gloopy, I'd say. And it dries clear and it's water based, so it's not going to damage anything. See it there? That seems okay. Anyway, I managed to find this. My two girls robbed it, had it in the arts and crafts drawer in the kitchen. It took me about 2 hours to try and find this. It's the only stuff I use for sticking plastic figures down, because this stuff is hopeless. It's useless. It takes ages to dry, and it just isn't as good. So just glued him back in there, and I'll put the hood on. Got the light operational. Hook it up to the decoder programmer on the bridge, and then program an address for the bridge decoder light, and hopefully it'll work when I put it back on the turntable. Yeah, so there it is, it's all installed. Not fully tested it out yet, but I'm going to try it out now. The actual light can be controlled on the touch cab as well. One of the functions. And that light can be set up in quite a few different ways as well, so. But I've had the lights deliberately shining outwards this way, as well as shining downwards in the cab, so it illuminates the entrance in low lit conditions. So I'll just bring out a loco. Get it test out. There we go. No problems there, no flickering, everything working nice. Yep, pretty happy with that. I'm pretty chuffed with that. That'll do me.